Yo, what's going on guys, it's Abs here and welcome back to another Gears of War lore video. So in this video I'm going to be giving you 5 Locust enemies that you may not know of. As of course in Gears Tactics there were a few new Locust enemies, but I want to go back and tell you guys some other Locust enemies that you may have missed over the years. And let me know at the end of the video out of 5 how many of them you knew already. And if you do know them all, then well done to you, and if you don't, then I'm happy to help. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss any Gears of War content on the channel. And yeah, let's dive straight in. So at number 5 I've got Prax. So Marg Prax was a member of Voldram's Blight, the Bloodied Vanguard, during the Lambent War. So 7 cycles after the onset of the Lambent War, Prax was engaged in a battle alongside the rest of the Bloodied Vanguard against Lambent forces on the Gorgon front in the Outer Hollow. After losing the outpost they were holding, Prax and another drone brought an explosive canister to the outpost. However, a drudge came up over the side of the outpost and killed Prax with its tentacle. So Marg, meaning private, so he was only a private, you know, he was nothing special, but he was just another Locust drone. But the reason why I included him in this list is because he's a Locust drone, but he had his own name. How often do we learn a name about a Locust drone? You know, they're all just generalized Locust drones, aren't they? But the fact that they gave Prax a name was quite interesting to me, so that's why I thought I'd include him in this list. At number 4 I've got the Heartleech. So Heartleeches were native creatures that lived in the hollows, but they were not part of the Locust Horde, and their existence was known to the human race during the Pendulum Wars. Heartleeches kill by embedding themselves into their victim's chest and slowly tearing open the ribcage, and then the heart is then devoured inside the chest cavity as the leech then exits the deceased victim, which is why they are called Heartleeches. Now you're probably thinking that the Heartleech and the Leech from Gears 5 are probably the same, and we're not sure about this, but it could be said that the Swarm Leeches could be descendants of the Heartleech. We don't know that for sure, but obviously the Swarm Leeches are the type of creatures found within the Swarm, but the Swarm Leeches can hunt in packs as well, which is known as the Flock. So back to Heartleeches. So during the mission to Montivado, Jay Stratton and Dominic Santiago walked into a Heartleech nest. They killed several of them and blew up an emulsion tank that burnt several more, but were in danger of being overrun. However, they were saved by Marcus Phoenix and Michael Barrick, and all the Heartleeches were killed. So yeah, it would be interesting to know more about the Swarm Leeches and just to find out if there are actually swarmified descendants of the Heartleech. Hope we find out more details about that in Gears 6. Anyway, moving on, so at number 3 I've got the Flame Drone. So the Flame Drones were variants of drones that only appeared 6 weeks after Emergence Day. So the Flame Drones carried fuel tanks on their backs attached to a Scorcher flamethrower, very similar to that of Flame Grenadiers and Flame Boomers as well. So they're not Flame Grenadiers, and of course they're not Flame Boomers, they're Flame Drones. So the Flame Drones were encountered inside the Museum of Military Glory, attacking Kilo Squad as the Gears tried to defend the NASA Embry armor display, as you can see in the background. And then they are encountered later on in the Gears Judgment campaign as well, breaching the courthouse and attacking the Onyx guards inside. But while they did carry a Scorcher flamethrower and back-mounted fuel tanks similar to the Flame Grenadier and the Flame Boomer, they did not wear the same helmet as them. Instead, they wore standard drone helmet variations. And of course they also had less health than a Flame Grenadier, and they had the same health as a regular drone. At number 2 I've got the Scarred Cantus. So the Scarred Cantus was a very cunning and strategic Cantus monk who commanded Locust forces at Ghislaine. And the Scarred Cantus had a scar over the right eye, that's why it was called the Scarred Cantus. So this particular Cantus was shown to be more clever and strategic than most. He preferred to use ambush tactics, sparing one life just so it could ambush anyone that would come to the rescue. So this was seen when a drone was about to shoot at one child, but the Scarred Cantus told it to hold its fire and wait, knowing that someone would eventually come to the child's aid. So it then proceeded to throw a rock at the child to alert the other humans that it was in need of help, hoping that they would send someone to rescue it. So its intuition was right as Marcus came to rescue the child, and while Marcus was in range, the scarred Kantus ordered the unarmoured Mauler to attack. So we're going to be talking more about the unarmoured Mauler for number 1. Anyway, let's get back on track. So when Marcus was in range, the scarred Kantus ordered the unarmoured Mauler to attack, ambushing Marcus and almost killing him, but the child was killed unfortunately. So the scarred Kantus tried the same tactic again with the down gear, hoping the others would come to his rescue so it could ambush them yet another time. So this scarred Kantus was an ambush specialist. So later in that battle, the monk was able to dodge a couple of shots from Dominic Santiago, but he started to panic and looked noticeably worried after seeing most of his forces killed. He tried to heal one of the injured drones, but was cut down and killed by fire from Damon Baird, Alex Brand and Annalisa, who were lying in ambush and using its own tactic against it. So basically the scarred Kantus got out ambushed, if that's a word. So at number 1, the best enemy that I think many people don't know about was the unarmoured Mauler, and this unarmoured Mauler was very unique because he was a physically larger and more muscular Mauler than the average Mauler. He was among the group of Locust forces that served under the command of the scarred Kantus stationed at the city of Ghislaine. But about the unarmoured Mauler, it was a very unique Mauler as he was physically stronger, larger and more muscular than an average Mauler. He had tremendous strength similar to that of a berserker, and he was able to smash through a solid concrete wall with just his fists, and doing so without hurting himself at all. He also seemed to be a bit more intelligent than a regular Mauler, to at least some degree, as he was able to think quickly by using a large piece of steel as a makeshift shield in the middle of combat to protect himself. I wish we got to see more of the unarmoured Mauler, but it seems like he was quite similar to a berserker in strength. He was similar to the regular Maulers as well, because although he did not wear any upper body armour, he did still wear the standard issue Mauler helmet, and he did not carry a boom shield, but he did carry the explosive flail. So he was still a Mauler. But I want to talk more about the Battle of Ghislaine. So the unarmoured Mauler was ordered to hold its position as the scarred Kantus set an ambush for the gears by throwing the rock at the separated child, alerting the humans. So the unarmoured Mauler held its position as Marcus Phoenix noticed the separated child and tried to make his way to the kid. But just as he was about to reach the child, the scarred Kantus yelled to the Locust forces to start the attack. And after getting the order to attack, the unarmoured Mauler immediately charged right through a nearby wall, smashing it to bits. Bursting out the other side, he punched Marcus right in the face, catching Marcus off guard and effectively knocking Marcus out cold. So imagine that. That is crazy. So as that battle started, the unarmoured Mauler grabbed a large piece of steel, which he used as a makeshift shield to protect himself from Dominic Santiago, who started to fire at him with his lancer. So he was smarter than the average Mauler as well. So being pinned down by the gears barrage, the unarmoured Mauler was unable to stop the rest of the gears from rushing into a fortified bunker. Once all the humans, excluding Marcus, were inside the bunker, the scarred Kantus ordered him to stand down and to wait for the humans to come out to rescue their incapacitated comrade, so the rest of the Locust could ambush them. But after a long pause with no one emerging from the bunker, the unarmoured Mauler grabbed his explosive flail and started to advance on the door to the bunker, and using all his strength, he swung the flail, hitting the door hard but not enough to knock it over. He then waited a few moments, then took another mighty swing against the door, all the while listening to children cry over the facility speakers which Damon Baird had set up. So the unarmoured Mauler took another pause this time, a bit longer than the last two, giving the scarred Kantus time to revive some of the injured drones with its chanting. So once those drones were fully healed, the unarmoured Mauler charged the door of the bunker one last time. This time, however, he didn't use his flail. Instead, he used his body just as he did before when he ambushed Marcus, and he managed to finally knock over the door. So he advanced into the bunker, but he was unaware of Damon Baird's plan to allow him to get inside the bunker. So as the unarmoured Mauler passed through the doorway of the bunker followed by a group of drones, he did not notice that the whole entryway was trapped with bolo grenades that Baird and Alexandra Brand had set up all around the entrance. So once the unarmoured Mauler was inside the bunker, Baird flicked the detonator switch, setting off all the grenades simultaneously, blowing the unarmored Mauler and a group of drones to smithereens. So he was outsmarted by Damon Baird and Alex Brand. But I just wish we saw more of the unarmored Mauler, because the unarmored Mauler seems like such a badass. Imagine playing against him in Horde, that would be crazy. But yeah guys, there you have it. That's 5 Locust enemies that you may not know of. But whether you learned something new today or whether it refreshed your memory, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hope you guys have a nice day, and I will catch you on the next one.